Shalom, shalom to the nation of Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Mashiach Yahushua. Today's lesson is going to be focused on, the priority of being inside the ministry. So the main thing in the ministry is to focus on salvation. Salvation is very important and essential because we're entering a time where we need salvation. So I'm going to go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 16, reading at verse 14. And this is what it says. It says, and the headline says, God will restore them hope despite the disaster. Because right now, the nation of Israel is in a disastrous situation. Jeremiah 16 and 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that it shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. So it's no longer going to be a thing where people are going to be like, oh yeah, the Most High lives, that bring out the children of Israel from the land of Egypt. It says, but the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, which is North America, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into the land of that I gave unto their fathers. The land that they give unto their fathers is the land of Israel. Right? So the Most High is going to take us out of all these countries that we're scattered and bring us back to the land of our ancestors, which is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing what the Lord is going to do. Right? And that's the reason, that's the main thing that we got to focus on is salvation. Isaiah chapter 45, reading at verse 17, it says, but Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. All right, so Israel's going to be saved with an everlasting salvation. The word everlasting means long duration, forever, everlasting, indefinite or unending future. So we're going to have an everlasting salvation, Lord willing, we're part of that number. Right? Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. And how are we going to have the salvation that we're going to have via the chariots, what the world ignorantly calls the UFOs or UAPs? Because when the Lord Yahushua returns from heaven with his mighty angels, it says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. So he's going to return with a great fathership, with power and glory. It's going to be amazing, time when the Lord returns, but also a terrible time. And then, when he returns, what's he going to do? He's going to gather his elect from the four corners of the earth. Right? This is Matthew 24, reading at verse 30. It says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. All right, why are all the people on earth going to mourn? Because Yahweh is going to be slaying people. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. You see, he says, and he will send out his angels. So you see those stars that you see in the sky that look like, those stars that you see moving in the sky? There's going to be an appointed time where Yahweh is going to send those stars in heaven to gather his elect. It says, and he will send out his angels with the mighty blast of a trumpet, and they, referring to the angels, will gather his chosen ones from all over the world, from the farthest end of the earth and heaven. So it doesn't matter what continent you are. If you're part of the elect, the Lord's angels are going to be sent forth by Yahweh to pick you up and beam you up. And that's what we're meant to be focused on. That's the main thing. Everything else is a distraction. Everything else in society about, I Show Speed or Drake or Kendrick Lamar or David Beckham or any, also all distractions. The main prize, the main thing we are focused on is to be gathered by the holy angels, for the holy angels to pick us up out of this place. But before this happens, we're going to have to go through a couple of prophecies, like the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip, the Great Tribulation. But I just wanted to make this quick lesson to say focus on the prize, which is salvation. Shalom.